This is Andre from Canadian Cycling Magazine. We're here with Maghalie Rochette just before the UCI World Cup at Waterloo, Wisconsin, the cyclocross World Cup. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks to you for having me.
So you had a breakthrough result at Worlds last year. Did that change how you approached this season?
I would say a little bit, in a sense that it definitely gave me a lot of confidence in myself that I could be up there at the front with those girls that usually win the World Cups and all that. And it also kind of changed how I will, like, the schedule of my season. So I will be participating in more World Cups than I did in the past, which is exciting for me. But at the same time, it didn't change too much because I know I just had a good day. There was nothing really special or magical at that day at Worlds. So it's just, it's really cool that it happened. I was super happy, but it didn't change anything. I know that I'm still going to have good days and bad days. I just need to do my best, and it didn't really give me bigger expectations or anything. It just gave me confidence, but I'm still only expecting the best that I can and not any results in particular.
So you don't feel any added pressure or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So the cross season is very full and very compact, just about every weekend.
Yeah.
You're racing. So how do you balance racing and training and recovery when the schedule is so full?
That is a really good question, and to be completely honest with you, I haven't figured it out quite yet. I think it's something that is kind of a work in progress, but something that I'm trying this year is I'll be breaking up the season in blocks. So big block of racing, I think I have like 5 weeks to start off, and then little bit of time at home to rest and train, and then another block of racing where I'm going to be going into Europe and then come back home and train. So I think the key is to, well, for me, because since I'm racing also a full mountain bike season, I think the key is to have still time to rest and train. Because if you just keep racing and racing and racing, at some point you kind of become really tired and you just can't perform to the top of your abilities. And it might work for a year, but then afterwards your body kind of breaks down, and you need to take that time to rest and really build up some fitness and some skills and all that. So that's kind of how I'm going to be approaching it this year. We'll see if it works or not, but that's with my coach and I, that's what we've been talking about. And I'm lucky because 2 of my teammates are doing this kind of similar schedules, Katarina Nash and Eva Lechner. So I can also, I love to be bouncing ideas with them, and Katarina has a lot of experience, and she's been able to perform well in both disciplines for such a long time. So she has really good feedback, and she's helping me out a lot with that.
Right. So yeah, you mentioned you've raced a full mountain bike season and a very full cross season. So, and you mentioned sort of you still need to take time. So where is that time? When is that time?
When is that time? Yeah. Well, the way I did it this year is that after cyclocross Worlds, I took a full month off, and I just did other stuff. I did a bit of hiking and stuff like that, but I didn't really properly train. So that was a really good rest for me mentally and physically. And from then. From there, the mountain bike season was starting already, so I wasn't super fit at the beginning of the mountain bike season, but it comes back pretty quickly. So what I usually do is that I train through some races, and that's what I did for the beginning of the mountain bike season, and then I started racing more seriously, just targeting a couple of races. And now what I did is when I finished the mountain bike, my last mountain bike World Cup in Canada in Mont Saint Anne, I took a week kind of off just to reset mentally, and I started training full on for cyclocross. So I had a good month of training, and I felt good. So I'm motivated, I'm excited. So it's we'll see if it works, but for now that's a plan.
Great. So you are. Just seeing you at races, you seem super enthusiastic, and you obviously enjoyed racing. So what makes cross season so much fun for you?
I think it's the fever. No, I'm joking. One thing I really love about cyclocross is, everything about that sport. I'm so passionate about it. I'm passionate about just riding the courses. I get so excited when I get to a race and the course is mapped for you. There's already obstacles on the course, and it's just so cool. I just love the feeling of riding that type of bicycle. And one of the other things that I love is the community. I think the North American community in cyclocross is really close and friendly, and there's really good camaraderie in the like with the racers and other teams and all that. So that's another thing I like. And also just the competition. It's short, it's intense. There's always something happening. You're always in the moment, and you're always trying to, like, the field is really strong. So you always have to bring your A game and your best game if you want to perform. And I just love it. It's hard for me to describe exactly what it is. I'm just so passionate about it. I call it it's a fever. There's nothing else that I can say. Cyclocross fever.
Okay, so you love cross. That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite kind of cross course to ride? Or like sand, mud, grass crits, barriers, maybe even snow?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I like everything, but I kind of like when there's a technical challenge in a race. So sometimes the mud brings a really good challenge, and I love the kind of the spontaneity and the fact that it changes so quickly sometimes. So you can pre-ride a course that 3 hours before, and then it starts pouring rain, and 15 minutes before the race it's completely changed, and you have to be adaptable and always be able to ride on different conditions. So I mean, I do love mud, but yeah, I like pretty much everything, but for sure when a course is a bit technical, I kind of like it.
Okay. You mentioned CX Fever.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that initiative and what motivates you to launch it, and what impact you hope it has.
Yeah, so I mean, the cyclocross fever is just pretty much a term that I started using a few years ago just to express the passion that I had, and I think realized pretty quickly that it was contagious because a lot of people kind of got into it and said they also had the fever. And this year I decided that I wanted to help out someone else, a younger rider, to kind of, I don't know, just give them a chance to hang out with a pro team and maybe see if that's something that they would like to achieve one day, and just kind of give them a hand to get to that next level. And I thought that the Cyclocross Fever was kind of a good platform to use to do something like that. And I've been really lucky because our sponsors are the Cliff Pro Team as well as Garneau, our clothing sponsor company. They've been really helpful with that project. So what we're going to do is that there's a young girl that I actually announced it to her yesterday that she was chosen, and she was super excited. But she's going to be spending the weekend of the Continental Championships with the team in Louisville, and I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be cool for us to be able to hang out with her and, like, I don't know, feed off her energy and just her enthusiasm. Sorry. And I think she's probably going to be hopefully able to learn from the team members and just how it works to be in a professional team structure. So I'm excited about that. It should be fun.
Very cool, very cool. So last season, you trained and rode in Arizona before heading to Europe and the cold.
Yeah.
And that seemed to have worked pretty well for you. So do you think you're going to do the same this year, or are you going to try something different?
I think I'm going to try something similar this year. It's for sure a big contrast to riding in the desert where it's super dry and hot, and then going to Europe where it's snowy, muddy, and super cold. But it worked out. I think if you kind of work a lot on your basic skills, it just translates. You're just you become really comfortable on your bike, and it translates the skills. So I plan on going again to Arizona this year. I think it's easier for me to stay healthy down there because the climate kind of makes it easier, and mentally it's easier to just go outside and ride all day. I feel like I don't use my willpower so much to go training. It's just easy when I'm out there. So then when I get to Europe, I have a full tank of willpower, and I'm really ready to just kind of be in more miserable condition and be okay with it and actually appreciate it. The slight difference that's going to be happening this year is I'm going to be heading over to Europe for the Christmas week. So I'll have like that European experience, then go back home in Tucson and train, and then go again for the last World Cup. So I'll still have like that aspect of riding in the European courses, but I'm still going to be able to ride in warmer temperature and hopefully appreciate that.
Well, thanks very much.
Thank you very much to you.
Yeah, good luck on the course tomorrow.
Thank you, and thanks everyone for having the fever and spreading it all around Canada.